All right, welcome to this week's 5-Minute Life Hack. Super excited to have you today. I've got a guest, Jared Heyer from Willet. We'll have him give a little intro in a second. But today we're going to be talking about Am I Hungry? As you all know, in the Ideal Team Player, we talk about humble, hungry, and smart as the key components to being a great team player. And Jared's going to talk a little bit about being hungry today. But first, Jared, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you work, what you do, what you enjoy.
Thanks. I work for the 1710 Willet Studio building, which is basically our Temple team. I started back over here about 2 months ago, but I've been with the company for about a year and a half now. I started over in our restoration building prior to this. I've lived in Winona for about 25, 26 years. Been married for almost 20, you know. I have a 17-year-old and a 13-year-old and 2 dogs that keep me pretty busy. So that's pretty much me.
That's great. Well, I thought I'd start out with a different question today, Jared, and I wanted to ask, what's an important lesson you learned from your parents or your grandparents?
Sure. Basically, ever since I was little, it's always been something I've observed or just kind of witnessed, I guess, for lack of better words. My grandparents had their own business. My grandpa pretty much started when he was 15, 16 years old with his own truck hauling business. He hauled corn and oats. Worked very hard, even on his days off. My mom was a single mom. Worked a lot of overtime to provide for our kids and made sure we had everything we had. And my dad was a auto mechanic and had a family farm. So, I mean, when he wasn't working hard, he was doing the chores on the farm. So, I mean, pretty much ever since I was little, I mean, everything I've ever seen was just hard work. And a lot of times, I mean, it always paid off. And you know,
That's great. What a great legacy of a lesson to leave to your kids and your grandkids. That's awesome. Tell me real quick, what's your favorite part about working at Willet?
my favorite part about working at Willet is genuinely the people. I think there's just a lot of talent. There's a lot of people with different interests here, which I mean is super rare to kind of find. It's never a dull moment, and that's kind of why I also like coming here. I mean, it's the work and it's the people, and the people are kind of what really I love to people watch, you know. So I mean, just hearing different things, and you know, I said it before, like learning different languages and the amount of people have so many genuine talents that you might not even know about unless you ask them. So that's really the cool part, is getting to know people and know what they're interested in.
Yeah, I love that. Getting to know people and their talents and kind of what makes them tick and their passions is super fun for me as well. And I told you before the call started, but I'm really excited to hear your story about hunger and continuous improvement. And so let's dive right in, because I don't know where some of this came from. I know you've got it. I know it's a push and a drive for you, but tell us a little bit about glazing a window, and then where this idea of continuously getting better and continuously improving comes from, that hunger.
Sure. So glazing a window is basically, there's kind of 2 forms. You have our Temple team, which is all water jet cut glass and computer printed patterns, which is really nice. Everything kind of fits together really well. And then you have your restoration side, where we do rubbings, where some things cannot fit together so well, and maybe they're not square. And so you really have 2 different challenges with 2 different aspects of the whole process. But from the pattern, you know, you basically make sure your window's square, stretch a lot of lead came, and then piece by piece, you put your window together as square and as tight and as secure as you can, basically. And then after that, we solder it up and pass it on to the next people.
Excellent.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fun job, in my opinion. I really like it, and I know a lot of other people do like it.
So this has been something that's been done for hundreds of years. How are you learning the craft and learning to improve?
Sure. So I was lucky enough to start the company right at the beginning of the like February, March area, and we had a Kaizen meeting, basically, and I think it was either June or July. And then we had our all hands meeting just recently. And in doing both of those, I was actually able to see people from brand new workers to people who have been 20 years with the company or 20 years plus. And being able to actually take what we were trying to show in these Kaizen meetings and observe like people, just the little things that people do. And I was like, well, why am I not doing that? And then I was just like, what else am I missing here? And so, I mean, you just pick up every little thing, these little idiocracies, basically, I guess, for lack of better words, not putting your nippers down and pulling your glass on your table rather than walking back and forth. There's so many little things, and those little things add up to minutes, and the minutes add up to hours. And that's where a lot of this hunger is coming from. Is I love to beat my own time. I have no problem. I love to keep track of my time. I'm not in a race with anybody else. It's my thing and my thing only. If people want to do it on their own, then I encourage them. I mean, it's my own game, and I love to play it. So
Yeah, I love that. I heard a couple different things there, Jared, that I just want to highlight. The idea of learning something little, being observant enough to really seek out where little improvements can come from, and watching other people. To your point, if they're a brand new person or someone who's done it for 20 years, you can probably pick up something from them. And then I love the idea of watching, kind of competing with yourself, making it a game, making it fun, right? I love that, trying to beat your time or improve the quality or whatever that looks like. And I think those principles apply across all the businesses. And you've done a great job. And I know you just won Employee of the Month there at Willett. So congratulations belatedly, but fantastic work. I appreciate you coming on today, Jared. Thanks for making the quick introduction, getting some of the other people to get to know you a little bit better, and more importantly, sharing how we can all improve in our hunger and what makes you tick. So I appreciate it.
absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Jared.